sessions or project in general, is it we need to focus more on the empowerment, or is it better to focus on the mental health, trauma, psychological support side? In your view, based on your ground feelings in general, in which aspect do you think that we need to just indulge and feel more challenged on it?
Well, that is a very good question. And of course, I don't have all the answers. I will not say exactly the right answer, but I can say that both things are very important, actually. We need, from my point of view, organizations, even we have seen those part of our group or umbrella that we want to establish that are more focused on, for example, initiatives that will help Sudanese to develop, to grow in their own business or their own initiatives. And I think this is amazing. The fact that Upward is not focused on that doesn't mean that this is not a very important. Actually, I think it is so important. For example, to give tools to Sudanese to work, to give them tools to grow in education, learn another language, English. These are things very important. The fact that our main focus as Upward is not on that direction doesn't mean that what we do is more important. I do not believe that. But of course, there is a need, immediate need of people who, as they were displaced by war, they face trauma, they need tools to be able to manage their situation. And so I think it is also important what we do.
Yeah, I think yes, like having a big projects and trying to tackle the refugees issues and the need, for example, starting from all aspects, I think it's good. So that's why we coming up as the team, civil society organizations, to make an umbrella. Each organization can play a part to fulfill the gaps that one organization is not giving attention on the side, for example. So that's a collective, the power of the majority always perfect, I believe that. So let's go to the last or final point about what do you think about the appealing idea about the international society? Do you think like we need more attention from the international society on these projects, on this work, to view the Sudan context in a very attentive manner? We know that Sudan is really almost 2 years, let's say 2 years and getting to 3 years war, conflict, military. But missing the intentions of the international society on the reality of the people themselves and the reality of the context of the country itself, whether it's fulfilling or not fulfilling. I think as me, as a Sudanese, I think the intention is very little. That's why I'm appealing on it, calling upon that international society has to give attention. This is the people, they are not in the statistics, they are the people, because the number is big. When we say like 28 million people are, direct threat or behind that and installations. And for example, if you look at the statistic of the children, the outside of schools, it's very big, almost like from over like 10 years, almost getting 20 million children. This is the statistic coming from the UN. Almost getting to 20 million children, they are almost their hunger, lack of access to the school education, and lack of the malnutrition, for example, or let's say they are facing malnutrition generally, lack of food, that's exactly. And there are so many reasons there. And that's why the intention need to be more carefully, more reflected deeply, I think, from the international society. We appreciate like the upwards, like Roberto himself coming from the far away to give attention for Sudan context and contributing with his team and connecting the dots of this crisis. And I believe that this is one of the ways we can work together and raising our voices and enlightening the reasons for, let's say, the thing that's happening, the reality of the refugees. And the other part is that we not only talking about the, let's say, Egypt context, but also we want to talk about the Sudan context in what is happening. For example, like we are trying to create some kind of programs or initiative by time on the coming times about making the community kitchen, for example. Let's say preparing some packages for people. We generally in Sudan we call it takaya. Imagine someone cannot have the basic food, you know, and people are really starved. That's one of the things. So that's why this whole project we are trying to implement in Sudan, but also even in the Cairo as well. But the community kitchen is necessarily need to be reflected deeply in Khartoum, Omdurman, Bahri, and North Darfur, specifically at Fashil, because there is the let's say refugee camps. They're being destroyed mostly by the RSF, and there are a lot of stuff happening. Generally speaking, the people are being killed and starved, and people are need access to food and healthy water. I think the sanitation in general. So that's our appeal. I think in generally, not on the context of the individual levels, but also the international context where people have to give more attention from the media, from the international society, from the civil society, and the Sudanese and things like that. So you can finalize of your appeal on this, the context, the crisis, the realities.
I agree totally from your point of view. I think the world needs to know people around different countries, organizations, people who are interested in the well-being of humanity.
Yeah.
I think that, for example, if it is possible that some of these groups know what people like you, Mr. Omer, his hard work. I am impressed day and night looking for ways to advance, to allow that different organizations and the individuals who are serving the Sudanese may work together. When others see what Abor is doing as well, how we are working for Sudan, if there is a chance to these groups to see what we are doing, maybe they will feel identified with our cause. And probably this is also my invitation right now, is that take a look what we are doing, take a look the situation of Sudan. Maybe you know very well, some of you, but I know that many people are not aware of what we see every day here, even in Cairo. And of course, you know way better because you know the situation of your country as from first person.
Yeah, I deeply appreciate this short sitting to discuss some views about Sudan context, which is the humanitarian reality and the refugees, you know, ages in general. We didn't generalize it on so many levels, but it's just a short appeal. There's starting discussion for the wider level of the other episode. We will discuss more about the context of the war in Sudan, and we will deeply discuss on so many other areas, I think. And once more, we appreciate what Upward is doing for Sudanese community and in Cairo specifically. And we hope that we can extend our work, not only here, but also we can work in Sudan. And this is the United Civil Organization for Training and Development. I'm a Secretary General in general. So the last slide.
Thank you for this invitation, and I hope that you continue in our next discussions. There are probably people that may sit here with Dr. Omer because they have a lot to offer. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Roberto. Thank you.